Hello everyone, welcome to ItsRickys's channel if you're brand new, and I am Ricky, and got a quick little video review for you today, and it's in the form of a tablet. And I would like to apologise on behalf of the lighting in this video. It's kind of washed out and kind of thing. It's not the camera's fault. I just have the ceiling light on just up there kind of thing, and it's not too bright at the moment, so I do apologise for that, but I'm going to continue on. I got this tablet a while ago. I was actually planning on doing a bit of an unboxing of this tablet, but it kind of flopped. And of course I did reset my channel, so all that content was actually lost on the content reset. But I'm going to showcase it right now. It is this little tablet right here. Oh nice, I got my reflection going on, just like old times. But this is actually a Lenovo tablet. It's called the Lenovo Tab E7. And it's the 16GB model, and it only comes in black. I've actually got the listing for this on the seller that I bought it from. I bought it in a store, of course. And it says it's a lightweight tablet for all your handheld computing, and it's not exactly heavy, I've got to say. The battery life is fair, quite decent. You can get like quite a few hours into it. It says 5-hour battery life, but I've actually experienced slightly longer than that. So we're kind of underplaying that based on my own experience, and it says it's mostly used for it's thin and lightweight. It says it runs Android 8.1 Oreo. This is prior to Google still using cakes and snacks for their code names, but it says that it's lightweight, it's thin, not too thin, but it's fair. Now, compared to an older tablet I used to have an Alcatel 7-inch tablet, and the bezel was a lot thinner in that one compared to this. Not the only thing I'm keen on, to be fair. And it says you can watch a show on a train, update your social media, on the bus, or just relax with the kids and download some apps for them to play with. And this is actually quite good for playing most mobile apps, to be fair. 5-hour battery life, it's spit on again. It runs the Go edition of Android Oreo. If you're not too familiar with the Go experience of Android, basically it's just the lightweight experience. Basically, like, all the apps that are utilising this are even built into this by default, like of the Google apps, for instance. Out of the box, it's all lightweight stuff. My phone's just went off, be quiet. It's all lightweight stuff. So it's bare minimum. There's less intensive stuff going on in the background kind of thing, because the apps are much more lightweight. There's more storage out of the box. It's 16GB out of the box. You can, of course, add an SD card onto this. There's an SD card slot right there below the Lenovo logo. Slot it back in. And yeah, that's just a tablet right there. And then it's a very simple tablet, not too much to write home about. It's got the ports. It's got a headphone jack, of course. You know, it has to have that. It's got the charging port. It's a micro USB, and it also says with the battery life that lasts up to 5 hours when it's in use, you've got more than enough time to have a wee bit of fun with your e-tab before it needs your charging again. Watch a movie, stream some episodes of your favourite new TV shows, and browse the web to your heart's content. And here's the specifications. It runs Android 8 out of the go. It's actually been updated since then. I think it's actually needed an update again because it's kind of running a little bit slow, but I think it's probably because it's needing a quick update, and it'll be good to go. That is a very good tip for anyone who's watching. If your computer ever runs slow, if your phone is ever running slow, if a reset doesn't completely help, maybe actually allowing the phone to update first will help, and then maybe consider resetting the phone or deleting some applications on the phone. So it's a 7-inch screen, of course. It's got 1GB DDR3 RAM, and it's got a quad-core 1.3 GHz processor. It's an MT8167. I can't remember what the MT is supposed to stand for. It's, of course, Chinese, a Chinese company. It's got Bluetooth 4.0 built in. It's got USB 2.0. Kind of slow, but fair. I think it's kind of unusual that they've got Bluetooth 4, but they've got USB 3. It's kind of weird. A USB 2 even. They could at least have USB 3. It's got a rear and front camera. Not completely the best when it comes to the camera experience. This is the home screen right here. There is one bug I have had with this tablet right here, and it doesn't work when you try to reset it. It's kind of slow. I will flip the camera around if I can find the flaming option for it. Here is my face, my lovely little face. How are you doing, everyone? Hi. Yeah, the camera is not exactly the best. It's very much like a 2008 kind of a laptop webcam, and it's like, I don't know if it's like 10 frames a second. You can kind of see that right here. My camera shutter, for instance, is actually 60 frames a second. And yeah, you can kind of see how slow it actually is. And of course, I'm actually covering the camera with my finger. Nice. And if I flip it back over, yeah, it's still kind of slow, and you can still see my Nintendo Switch dock over there. But it's alright. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be using this for camera purposes anyway. You'll probably be using your actual phone for this. But it says it's a 2 megapixel rear facing camera and a 0.3 megapixel front facing camera. So yes, you can kind of see it's kind of dodgy in that way. But I suppose it's £50 or like $70 US dollars kind of thing. So it's not exactly anything to write home about. A lot of these budget tablets go for about £70 and have slightly higher specs. So it's not too bad for what it is, and it is of course very lightweight. It's a lot cheaper than a Nintendo Switch. As you can see the dock over there, so if you need to buy one for your kids, it's got all that stuff going on for it. Play a lot of games, there's quite a lot of games in the store, but I would suggest for anyone out there who's suggesting downloading apps and stuff for their kids, be careful, because if you've not heard all the news and stuff about all of the games with microtransactions and all sorts inside it, be very, very careful what apps you download for your kids, because when it comes to money and microtransactions, especially in the current situation we're in now around the world, probably not the best idea. Please look into the apps you want to download for your kids before you download them. And there's plenty of stuff on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, by the way, if I go back to the home screen, YouTube is actually implemented onto this tablet. But speaking of YouTube, download YouTube Kids before you get your kids to watch that kind of stuff, because of the modern stuff going on with YouTube right now. But that being said, when it comes to wanting to find out if a game is safe for your kids, because you get a lot of games in the Google App Store which seem safe at first glance, but they'll have a lot of microtransactions on the side and all sorts, but they can be kind of manipulative. So be careful. As I say, there's a lot of resources with YouTube and Google, so do your research before you decide to download an app for your kid. But in the most case, it is very lightweight. It's plastic screen, so I don't think it's actually going to break too easily. And it's slightly cheaper than a Nintendo Switch, so you can give this to your child, to watch videos on, as I say, play games on it, and do all sorts. And if you're one of those people like me who decides to download all of their YouTube content for their step siblings, for instance, or for younger kids kind of thing, or even for yourself, so you don't have to worry about having to be near a Wi-Fi spot when you're watching the content. It's got enough storage, and then you can of course extend it by about 32 gigabytes, or I think it's actually 64, I'm not too sure, it could be 32 or 64 gigabytes external SD card storage. So there's enough resources in this for what it does. Maybe if you want something a bit more powerful, I would probably go for something a little bit better, but for what it is, most people would probably invest more money into their actual smartphone than anything else. So, but as I say, this tablet's quite good for what it is. Dimensions is 10.3 times 193.2 whatever. Ignore that stuff. But yes, it's £50 in my country, which is probably going to be $70 in the US. And I say it is fairly powerful for what it claims to be. And I would probably suggest if you want something a bit more powerful, a bit more modern, a bit more, designer friendly, if you know what I mean. If you're into that kind of stuff. If you don't want to spend like £1,000 on, or $1,000 it is, on an Apple product, maybe invest in a Lenovo or Samsung tablet. But as I say, I would probably recommend this tablet for maybe your elderly family members, maybe your grandmother, your mum, or something like that. As I say, I was actually going to mention this. It won't show in this mode, in a landscape mode, but if you put it into portrait, this little sidebar appears on the side. And it's actually telling me, here, I'm here, feel free to swipe me. If I just swipe it, please feel free to ignore that little news article there. As I say, it's actually got YouTube implemented onto the home screen, so you can actually go and swipe and start to review it right now. So you can actually watch a lot of content straight from the sidebar. And of course, I think it does actually also have the YouTube app on it as well. And this is just a simple user interface kind of thing. Very basic at first glance. Just swipe up, here are more of your applications, and yeah, that is YouTube. But of course, as I say, most of the apps on here you can kind of see, if I align the camera just right, you can kind of see the Go logo for a lot of these Google-based apps. And that's because, as I say, a lot of these apps are actually lightweight at first glance. It runs 1 GB, so actually feels a lot more powerful, because it doesn't have so much stuff going on in the background that's just going to make it lag and basically fail as a product. But that's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just some nobody on the internet. But yeah, I personally do kind of recommend this tablet if you're needing something a bit more budget, and Lenovo is kind of a very well established technology brand. Their products, alongside a Samsung, which are almost way up there kind of thing, Lenovo products are fairly high quality, and of course their customer service, I do believe, is actually a lot better than most of these other tech companies, but that's just me. So yeah, as I say, if you're considering getting a Lenovo tablet, or even just considering getting a budget 7-inch tablet for your kids kind of thing, this will probably be your best bet. It's simple to use, it's just a simple user home screen. It's bare minimum, there's not too much clutter on the home screen kind of thing. You can also hide a lot of the stuff as well, and just clear it all away. And it's just sitting there waiting for you to add your content to it. It does mostly say it's a media consumption device, more of a video consumption device, so you can watch videos on it and movies and stuff. But of course it does have enough power in it to run a lot of mobile applications today. I'm not too sure about more powerful stuff like Fortnite. I'm not too sure. I don't actually play Fortnite myself, but a lot of mobile games I have played on this kind of thing. A lot of the web-based stuff, you have to be online to play them kind of thing. I've played a lot of them. This tablet, in a nutshell, can play most of that kind of stuff, and not even lagging either, so it is fine in that regard. So yeah, that is the Lenovo Tab E7, and as I say, it's a very basic tablet on the outside and in, and yeah, it's advertised for, it's bare minimum, but it's designed for a specific purpose, and I do believe it fits a purpose very well. So it's just a content consumption device, and that's it. Content consumption device. And yeah, it just blinked out. And of course you can set it to do whatever you like. You can change the wallpaper and all that kind of lovely fluff. But with that being said, this was a quick review. I do say quick, but a bit of a review on the Lenovo Tab E7. Hope you found this interesting. Hope you found this informative, and if you did, feel free to like this video down below. That being said, feel free to comment down below if you are a fan of the Lenovo brand even, or whatever brand you prefer. Are you an Apple person? Are you more of a Windows person? Do you have a Windows tablet? Feel free to let me know this kind of stuff down below. I am very interested in technology stuff, so anything that you can tell about your own personal stuff that you own kind of thing, I'm quite interested in. But that being said, I am Ricky, thanks for watching, I hope you found this interesting, and with that being said, I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.